President Vladimir Putin will remain in power after winning re-election in Russia yesterday. 7 other candidates were on the ballot, but it was always a race, a one-man race.
Here with details on the election victory and the campaign leading up to it is CitrusTV political analyst Gilat Melamed. Gilat?
6 more years. That's the story in Russia today after President Vladimir Putin wins re-election in an overwhelming landslide. It was a given that Putin would win. He's been the face of Russian politics since taking office in 2000 and boasted an approval rating around 80% heading into the election. The leader of the Kremlin helped ensure his victory in an arguably corrupt fashion. A few months ago, Russian courts convicted Putin's biggest opposition candidate, Alexei Navalny, of controversial financial crimes. Navalny's convictions made him ineligible to run, making Putin's path to victory even easier. The Kremlin's election platform was less about policy and more about a victory goal called 70 at 70, 70% of the vote and 70% voter turnout. Putin exceeded the first part, receiving nearly 77% of the vote, and came close to the second part. Voter turnout was 67%. Russia's longest-serving leader since Joseph Stalin will continue to rule until 2024, when he is forced to step down. Russia's constitution does not allow a president to run for more than 2 consecutive terms, though Putin already found a loophole once, swapping places with his prime minister for 4 years to break up his presidential terms. However, he says he won't change the constitution to allow him to stay in power for a 3rd consecutive term. Putin's victory comes in the midst of FBI investigations into the Trump administration's potential collusion with Russia and escalating tensions in Syria, where Russia is one of President Bashar al-Assad's biggest allies.